ATG Rail here, and I'm back again with another review. This time for Shin Kamen Rider. Just came out May 31st. I suppose to have another screening on June 5th on Monday. So if you guys missed this one, you can check it out again on Monday. But now I'm here with the review. Shin Kamen Rider. If you don't know anything about Kamen Rider, and if you've seen, let me give you a little backstory on some of the previous Shin movies. We've had Shin Ultraman, we've had Shin Godzilla, and now we've had Shin Kamen Rider. The Shin movies have been kind of modern retellings of the old classic either movie or TV shows, and from so far so good. They've had nothing but good reception. Just nothing but good things that have come out of this. I recently, it was a while ago, I did the review for Shin Ultraman, and that movie was pretty good. I was actually surprised. You think when you get a bigger budget for these movies, you would kind of be a little bit more skeptical about what you're going to get, but no, it was actually really, really good. But here we are with Shin Kamen Rider, which is literally a love letter to the fans of the 1971 series. 50 years of Kamen Rider, and here we are in this 2-hour movie. Oh my god, and they just do an incredible job. I left the movie like, man, I really just want to watch some Kamen Rider, right? And like I said, they did an amazing job. I have no issues whatsoever with the movie. But let me start with a little bit of casting, right? I'm gonna start you with a little bit of casting, let you know what you get here out of Shin Kamen Rider. First off, we start with Sosuke Ikematsu, who's playing Hongo, Takashi, our Kamen Rider, our hero here, and then we have Manami Hanabe, who is playing Ruriko Midorikawa. And like I said, I'm not going to give you any more than that. I don't want to spoil anything for you. I don't want to reveal any of the potential enemies in this, because if you're looking to see this, I want you to be surprised, because the trailer keeps it super vague. I'm gonna review the movie based off of certain things, and like I said, I don't want to spoil anything for you. But like I said, this is what you get, right? So we have those characters in the movie. If you guys don't know the story of Kamen Rider, Kamen Rider is a cyborg, basically created by Shocker. He is half grasshopper, half human, half whatever, and he is then tasked to take down the evil organization Shocker as they go through, their world conquest to take over the world. And he's then tasked to take down these henchmen of Shocker, while also trying to take down the organization themselves, so that what happened to him will never happen to anybody else. That is the original Kamen Rider in a nutshell. I can get into it all day. If we get into the Heisei era, the Reiwa era, which is the current, you probably ask yourself, where do you even start? This is a perfect place to start if you've never watched Kamen Rider before in your life. I feel like this is a good expectation of what you can expect going into any of these series. And you can watch a couple different series right now on Tubi, on Shelf Factory. You can buy their stuff right now. You can check it out. I highly recommend it. They have the original series, which this movie is based off of, on Tubi right now that you can watch. Now let's get into a little bit of the movie itself. So, like I said, just like the characters that are in there. Like I said, we have Hongo. We got him. The story is mostly around him and him dealing with his situation with his dad, and dealing with the situation that just happened to him as he's been freaking converted into a cyborg, and he has to realize the potential of the power that he has and what he can do with it. Now the scientist that basically created him tells him that, hey, I need you to do XYZ, and we kind of get through the majority of the movie with him kind of dealing with that and a lot of those issues, and the daughter of the scientist, and if they team up to take down the members of Shocker. And if you, like I said, Shocker is basically the evil organization of every old school cartoon. So if you've seen that, you know what I'm talking about. They do an incredible job of retelling the story of the original Kamen Rider as much as they can within the 2-hour movie. They do an incredible job of giving you as much content as they can. as they can. And I'm surprised because like when you get a bigger budget for Tokusatsu, you automatically think it's gonna be bad, or at least I do, because like it's just, as you've seen, like the Matthew Broderick Godzilla, or anything that they've trying to take one of the classic TV shows and try to give it a bigger budget, it just never pans out well. But I'm happy to say that I'm absolutely wrong. They did an incredible job recreating this, and I just, man, I just left the theater smiling. There were people in the screening that I went to tonight that had never seen Kamen Rider before, that left asking questions. We got into conversations, where they should start. They want to see more, and that's definitely what you're aiming for. Like, what Toei's aiming for with these Shin movies. They definitely are introducing new people into the franchise, and they want to get new blood, even though they're just now realizing, oh wait, Americans love Tokusatsu. They love this content. They want to buy merchandise. For some reason, Toei hates printing money, and we're trying to give it to them. But like I said, this is a perfect introduction for anybody that wants to watch Kamen Rider. We get into the, like I said, we got into a little bit of the characters and the story. Get into like the action in this movie. The action was absolutely incredible. I'm surprised that they were able to keep a level of like a classic look to the show, like a classic look to the movie, like representing the show, also while kind of like stepping it up and giving it a look that should be in a movie, a certain type of choreography. And they're doing an amazing job here. I was absolutely blown away by what they were able to do. A little bit surprised, and I think not only was I surprised, but the theater I was surprised of Kamen Rider fans, that this was a lot more violent than what we were expecting. It was a lot more, people pretty much getting blood splattered everywhere. And I'm not saying that to say that the original Kamen Rider was a kid's show, because if you go back and look at that, it's pretty violent. It's definitely, I don't know who the demographic for it was, but it was not for kids. You go back and watch it, it's a pretty dark show. People are dying. Man, it's crazy. And I think that's turned up to a 10 here for Kamen Rider. So they definitely are doing a lot when it comes to the fight scenes here, and they do it, and I absolutely loved it. But I just think that some of the fight scenes they have where people are just basically exploding. I think people were surprised to get that here. But like I said, like the fight scenes were top notch. I had no problem with the fight scenes. Other aspect, like only okay, I'm not gonna say I had a problem with fight scenes. There were scenes where it was too dark to see what the hell was going on. It was just absolutely too dark. So we were able to get that. And like I said, it was a little too dark. That was probably like my only issue that I had with the entire film. That I just wish they could have turned the light up in certain aspects of the movie. But other than that, I didn't really have an issue with it. Costumes were spot on. I had no issues with the costumes whatsoever. I was actually probably more worried about that than anything else, as to how the costumes would transition from TV to this. And they do a really good job of modernizing the costumes. They look really, really good. I didn't know how the green would look on screen. They gotta get the lighting just right, but they absolutely nailed it in this movie. The costumes of Hongo, Kamen Rider, like I said, spot on. That's probably going to be cosplayed like throughout the entire year, probably going forward. I mean, they're already selling movie versions of the belt, so you can already get that to kind of cosplay that with. The costumes of the enemies looked incredible. The look of the enemies looked incredible. All the other hybrids, they looked really, really good. Look scary. I like how they look in the show. But it did an amazing job with that. I mean, like I said, with a good balance of practical, makeup, and a lot of, a little bit of CGI, which it really wasn't. I can't really say that there was enough of it, but it wasn't overly done. Like I said, Tokusatsu now, like, they use a little bit more CG stuff. Like they don't really use like they don't use as many practical effects as they used to. It's more CG and stuff like that, especially when it comes to like Zords and stuff like that with Kamen Rider and a lot of like the effects. But they did a really good job of balancing the two. Like I said, keeping that look of the classic show while also, okay, this is also still a movie. This is also a bigger budget, and I really appreciate them for doing that. But like I said, down the board, the costumes looked amazing. The music kept the classic look, the classic sound of the show in the movie throughout some of the transition scenes, some of the fight scenes. You already know the song that's going to get played. The intro for the show, and just a lot of the classic sounds that are made. When the Kamen Rider's fighting, you get a lot of that here. And you starts right off at the break. The movie starts, and you get a lot of that action-packed music as we get through our first fight, and a lot of the stuff that goes on in the movie. But they did an amazing job with that. I feel like all the music was well placed. Like I said, after listening to it, I immediately wanted to go home and just listen to the soundtrack. I immediately want to go home and watch more of the show. Just wait until can we get that Blu-ray? But I just definitely wanted to get more of it. And like I said, I think this was the entire goal of the Shin Kamen Rider franchise, was to be able to, like I said, introduce new fans while also bringing in, writing that letter to the fans that have been watching it for so long, the fans that watched it in the 70s, all of the American fans, all the Japanese fans, everybody around the world that just loves Kamen Rider. This is for you. Not necessarily for kids, but I think you're still gonna have a good time. Overall, like I said, it hit every nail for me. It was really good. It was a 9 out of 10. I got to take a point away because it was a little too dark in some of the fight scenes. It felt real Zack Snyder, real Wonder Woman. Like I said, those dark fight scenes where you just really can't see anything. They were like in a tunnel, they were in a cave, whatever the reason. Could not really see too much. We're in the theater. Get a little bit of silhouettes sometimes. Like I said, the lighting of the mask and certain things that pop. But other than that, it was just really hard to see some of the scenes. But they did a really good job, and the stuff that you could see, and trying to keep this almost kind of like I don't want to say like a horror movie vibe, but like some of the mutations and some of the transformations, stuff like that, were definitely, that's what they were going for. They were trying to give you a little bit of scare. Like I said, the movie's 9 out of 10 for me. I had no problems with the movie. They did an incredible job. I can't wait till it comes out on Blu-ray. Toei, please give us everything Shin, whatever, going forward. I need Shin Super Sentai. I need Shin everything. Everything that we can get going forward, I definitely will be buying it. My wallet, my money, my card, whatever you need. The fans are going to be buying it. But like I said, Shin Kamen Rider, like I said, you should be able to get a second screening for it on June 5th. Absolutely worth your time. Absolutely worth the 2 hours. If you are a fan of the Kamen Rider series at all, this is definitely the movie that you want to be watching in theaters. This was an incredible experience. I want to see everything Tokusatsu in the theater going forward. I feel like kind of like how the Japanese feel when they get to see the Super Sentai movies in theater. I want to see everything Tokusatsu in theater going forward, man, and especially with my friends. So, like I said, incredible experience. I honestly want to see it again right now. I can't wait till it hits some type of release so I can see it again. But I do encourage you guys to go see it Monday, June 5th, if you get 7 o'clock, if you got the time and the opportunity. Absolutely worth it. 9 out of 10. I will be saying it again. I will be buying it. Let me know in the comments below what you guys thought about the movie. Once you see it, like I said, I loved it. Just we can just talk Kamen Rider all day. You can follow me on any of the social medias. We can talk about it. But let me know what you thought about it. I absolutely loved it. Man, I'm just drooling right now, just thinking about how good that movie was. As a fan, you kind of ignore certain silly things, but they definitely don't. I don't want to say they go like really serious with it, but it is what it is. But like I said, it's a love letter to the fans. You will love it. Let me know what you think about in the comments, and I'll see you guys next time for another review. See you.